This is it. Year 7 of Rainbow Six Siege. It's bigger, it's better, and it's building on the best parts of the game we know and love. I'm your host, Camille Salazar-Hadaway, and it's my pleasure to welcome you to our showcase, the reveal of all of our plans for the year to come. And let's just say, there's a lot to talk about. To celebrate our Year 7 kickoff, we'll be giving you a gift to thank you for being a part of this amazing community. It's an exclusive charm you'll only be able to get here, and it's only available for the next 24 hours. Keep an eye out during the show for the code displayed on screen. Now, let's get to it. To present our Year 7 roadmap and talk about the future of Rainbow Six Siege, here's our creative director, Alexander Karpazes, and business strategy director, Mohammed Benhanada.
Year 7 is huge for us, and we've learned a lot with Year 6. First of all, this is the first year where we've completely worked from home as a team, and with that brings so many challenges. So now that we're really comfortable in the cadence of content that we're bringing to the game, we want to step that up with Year 7. What that means is we're bringing a lot of new content and we're bringing a lot of impactful features. We've worked extremely hard on the core of the game and we're really proud of where it's at. But it also means that Year 7 is now the time to add to it to make sure that new players feel welcomed, and we're focusing on anti-cheat and player protection to make sure everybody who is playing the game feels like they belong, that they can still contribute to the game, and the game's still fun to play on top of that core. So this is something that we really want to dedicate ourselves to, on top of really big and impactful features that are coming every single season.
So for Year 7, we'll be bringing 4 seasons as usual and a new operator each season. First off, in Year 7 Season 1, we'll be heading to Japan, so a country that we already visited but that we love. In Season 2, we'll be heading back to Europe, in Belgium more specifically. In Season 3, we'll be heading back to Asia in Singapore. And in Season 4, we'll be heading to South America in Colombia. We're really excited this year. We'll be bringing new maps to the game. This has been a long time, actually 3 years that we have brought new maps into Siege. First off, in Season 1, we'll be heading to an Irish country club. In Season 2, we'll be trying something different. We'll be going to Greece, but on a team deathmatch map. So this is something where we'll obviously gather your feedbacks, as this is new for us. And in Season 3, we'll be heading to Singapore, so the same country as the operator. So for events, we'll be bringing a seasonal event every season, as we usually do. This being said, since we are doing a lot of efforts in bringing new maps to the game, we'll be using our favorite events with new gameplay modifiers and new customization. We might have a surprise or two during the year for new events. And as far as arcades go, we'll be bringing new arcades into the game and on a more frequent basis. We know that a lot of players like the one-stop purchase that was the Year Pass. This is why we're bringing it back for Year 7. So there will be 2 versions of the Year Pass, the Year 7 Pass and the Year 7 Premium Pass. These will give you the access to the 4 operators in early access like before, exclusive customization, and access to the 4 Battle Pass or the 4 Premium Bundle Battle Passes. So this is something that will be available for a time-limited period up until March 21st. For the Battle Pass, our goal is to keep improving it season after season. What you saw last season with the Premium Bundle, where we added 20 tiers, is just the beginning. For Year 7 S1, we have a lot of improvements coming up. First off, the Battle Pass is going to last all the way up until the end of this season, so that you will have more time in order to have the rewards that you want. Secondly, the challenges are going to be lasting all the way up to the end of the season, so you'll have more time to complete the challenges and progress faster inside of it. Lastly, we're adding something new to the Battle Pass called the Bravo Packs. This is a new type of pack that will feature premium curated list of content, but also with no duplicates at all. This is the first couple of improvements that we have coming up for the year on the Battle Pass, so stay tuned for more during the year.
The last couple of years, we focused on the simulation and on the end-of-year tournament. This year, you see a huge divide between Nighthaven and the Rainbow Six Siege squad. And because of that, Harry's now breaking up Rainbow Six into smaller squads. You'll see team captains leading in a specialized force, and they'll start moving across the globe, doing what they've been trained to do, to put their lives on the line. And that brings a lot more focus on their military background, and you'll see an arc of storytelling throughout the year. With this change, you'll see operators interacting with each other more often, and you'll see each squad take on a unique identity that you can follow along and also root for them as they go out into the world.
The protection of our community is important and key to Siege. We are continuously looking on ways to improve it and to make the game more accessible to have the best experience possible. Our dev team has more to share.
Player protection, c'est un sujet qui est très important pour nous à Rainbow Six Siege, mais aussi à Ubisoft. Ce faisant, avec l'équipe Player Behavior et des services internes à Ubisoft, nous avons travaillé sur un set d'options qui seront mis en place en dehors du jeu, mais aussi à l'intérieur du jeu. Le premier permettant d'augmenter votre vie privée au niveau compte. Le deuxième permettant de protéger votre gameplay privacy, tout en jouant. Avec le lancement de la saison 1, nous ferons aussi des améliorations au niveau de la détection des abus qui sont effectués par des joueurs et qui déconnectent juste après les avoir faits. Un bon exemple est le cas d'un joueur se connectant à un match, lançant une frag grenade de façon à blesser un teammate et se déconnectant pour éviter toute sanction. Ce n'est pas acceptable à l'heure actuelle. Nous allons donc améliorer nos détections de façon à neutraliser cette frag grenade afin qu'elle ne pénalise pas un joueur fair. Match replay est un super système qui a été ajouté au sein de Rainbow Six Siege. Nous avons entendu la communauté sur le fait de pouvoir reporter des joueurs générant de la toxicité ou du cheating au sein de notre jeu via le match replay. Ce faisant, nous allons ajouter des options de reporting où les joueurs pourront signaler tout joueur ayant des comportements perturbateurs ou des cas de cheating directement à notre équipe. Depuis bientôt 1 an, nous avons effectué un shadow deployment du Reputation System. Durant l'année 7, c'est là où nous allons commencer à mettre en place un rollout de notre système de réputation par phase. La première phase et les phases subséquentes seront tournées autour des préventives sanctions. En saison 2, nous allons nous attaquer aux récidivistes qui abusent du friendly fire, mais aussi du reverse friendly fire. La résultante de cette sanction est induite par le fait de ne plus pouvoir faire de friendly fire à travers un match sur une durée long terme. Nous allons appliquer ce système-là aussi au voice chat, mais aussi au chat écrit, ce qui nous permettra d'aller bloquer les récidivistes. Une personne se trouvant sous cette sanction-là ne pourra plus utiliser les canaux de voice et de write and chat. Elle n'est pas appliquée pour un match et enlevée pour le match suivant, mais elle va se transposer sur plusieurs matchs. Avec la saison 3, nous ferons l'introduction du Reputation Score en mode bêta auprès de nos joueurs. Via cet affichage de Reputation Score, nous souhaitons commencer un pré-onboarding qui permettra à nos joueurs de savoir comment ils sont perçus par le système, mais aussi par rapport aux autres joueurs. Ainsi, ils auront un Reputation Score qui leur seront appliqués avant une activation complète. Et avec saison 4, le nouveau Reputation System. À partir de ce moment-là, un système de récompenses et de sanctions commencera à être déployé. Pour un joueur ayant une mauvaise réputation, il pourrait se trouver en phase de game mode restreint, de malus au niveau des alpha packs, etc., de ne plus avoir accès aux test serveurs, etc. On veut cependant que les sanctions qui sont appliquées auprès d'un joueur soient vraiment reliées à son behavior. Donc une personne qui initie du friendly fire se trouvera avec des sanctions reliées au friendly fire et non pas à des sanctions reliées au malus de renown. Tous les sujets autour du player behavior, des comportements perturbateurs et de l'anti-cheat sont des sujets complexes il n'y a pas une seule solution, ce sont beaucoup d'itérations et c'est quelque chose sur lequel nous voulons travailler activement et c'est une priorité pour Rainbow Six Siege.
Accessibility is something that is really important for us as we want any players that want to enjoy Siege to be able to do so. In order to do that, we'll be bringing two improvements to the game. First off, the side colors. The side colors is something that we've already added to the game. This time around, we're improving it to make sure that it's as clear as possible and give more customization and options to the players. As for the team colors gadget, what we want to do with this is that we want to make it clearer for the players which gadgets belong to which team. In order to do so, the gadgets will be colored for your team versus the enemy team. This will make sure that as a player, I understand way more what is going on the battlefield. We know that there's a lot of players that are colorblind, so we want to make sure to give them options in order to be more inclusive as a game for everyone.
Donc en ce qui concerne la visée, c'est plus dur de viser et de contrôler avec une manette par rapport à un clavier souris. Donc là, aujourd'hui, on a très peu d'options pour le joueur. Donc pour avoir plus de flexibilité et de confort, donc ce qu'on veut, c'est rajouter une gamme d'options pour le joueur afin qu'il puisse tweaker, paramétrer comme il veut sa manette. Donc pour donner des exemples simples, donc déjà, on veut séparer les réglages entre juste regarder et la DS. Comme ça, le joueur peut paramétrer différemment les deux cas. Mais aussi, par exemple, de pouvoir paramétrer les vitesses de rotation. Donc, par exemple, verticalement et horizontalement. Par rapport au recall, on veut davantage personnaliser les recalls sur console. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, on applique une valeur stricte arbitraire de 20% en moins de recall pour les joueurs console et on veut sortir de ça. Donc on veut vraiment prendre les weapons et puis les paramétrer de manière individuelle, comme on le fait déjà sur PC. Les joueurs PC peuvent paramétrer le champ de vision de 60 à 90. Par contre, sur console, les joueurs sont bloqués à 60 et n'ont pas de possibilité de pouvoir jouer avec ce chiffre. Donc ça, c'est une frustration pour les joueurs, c'est quelque chose qu'ils demandent depuis très longtemps. Donc je suis contente de dire qu'on est en train de travailler dessus. Et donc là, ça va offrir plus de confort pour le joueur parce que finalement, ça va élargir le champ de vision pour le joueur. Donc ils vont pouvoir avoir plus de choses, d'éléments autour d'eux. Et donc, c'est un réel avantage pour le jeu.
Siege is in constant evolution. It is important to create an environment where new players can learn the game we all love. Let's find out more about the dev team's vision of gameplay, balancing, and onboarding.
So for year 7, we are adding 3 main things. So first, we will add a team deathmatch playlist to the offer. Then we will revamp the rank experience and also add the permanent arcade playlist. Today, the team is not very happy about 2 things on rank. First, it's seen by the player as a progression system, that you should progress in terms of ranks, but in fact the system is trying to guess your rank as fast as possible and it's not at all a progression. We want to fix that. If I take the experience of an average bronze player, he will start after his placement matches probably in silver or low silver, and then he will gradually go back to bronze and maybe low bronze, and it's not necessarily a very rewarding experience. With the new system, he will start in copper and will always go up until he reaches his bronze, and maybe since he will play more, on the time being he will get stronger and maybe reach silver or might reach gold. So we want everybody to be able to progress from the start to where they belong. Also, this playlist is supposed to be the ultimate competitive experience, but today the reward is only 1 charm per season and it's a bit lackluster. So first, we are improving 2 things for the reward. The number of rewards you will get, that will increase by a lot, and also the way you get them. So the way you get your reward, right now, it's a bit strange, because if you are platinum, you won't get the copper charm. So it makes the copper charm as rare as the platinum charm, and it doesn't make any sense. So if you are platinum in the new system, you will get all the rewards from the previous rank, gold, silver, bronze, and copper. We are making every rank 100 points from each other, and we are putting a reward for each rank. So it means that gold 4 will get a reward, gold 3 will get a reward, gold 2 will get a reward, and so on. So you will always be in the reach of your next reward. So right now the current target for the new rank system is Year 7 Season 3. So in Year 7, what we want to do is to offer more variety in terms of content to the Siege player, because we have many playlists that are very serious, even Quick Match is a bit serious, but players, they are asking for a more relaxed experience, fun, more variety, less stress, and we are trying to give them that this year. So first, like I said, we are adding the Team Deathmatch. That will be a permanent playlist. We tried for 2 years now to add arcade in the game. That was very short time, but we see a demand from the community to replay those arcade more often. So we decided to create a playlist where you will have the different arcade that we've created rotating every week. And of course, we will be adding more as the season progresses, and we will always listen to the community depending on the ones that are their favorite or the one that they like less. This year I think is going to be very exciting because between the new way to play Siege with the Team Deathmatch and the arcade and the new rank mode that will really create a competitive journey every season, I think it's one of the most exciting years for playlists.
So onboarding on Siege is a very complex issue because Siege is a very complex game. We need to make sure that we don't mask how complicated the game is and make sure that we prepare a player for their first PvP match, and so that they contribute towards their team and they understand why Siege is fun and why it's been around for as long as it has. A few facets that we're looking into, one would be learn areas. So the first of which would be at the shooting range. So these are playable spaces that the players can enter. Players are actually getting hands-on in these learning experiences without the pressure of being within a match. Another element is help systems. So these help systems will be supportive elements that we are going to provide for players. The first of which for help systems is the operator tips. Operator Tips is a new system where players are going to be able to bring up information about an operator or secondary gadgets. And not only can you read, but you can also watch and learn how to pull off those different gadgets and how to be using those abilities in your favor and to help you contribute towards your team. We're also looking at new ways to introduce Siege to players, whether they're new to Siege entirely or whether we're returning. Playable tutorials that players can get their hands on. For example, there's a lot of different elements that we do not introduce in situations, such as droning. We need to do better at preparing players for the elements that they're going to be finding when they get into PvP, so that way we can reduce any kind of confusion they may be occurring and helping them relate to the situation they find themselves in. Furthermore, we want to provide rewards that are very interesting for players that are new to Siege, because we do know that some of the systems, the progression systems that we have in Siege are really geared towards experienced players and don't offer a lot of utility or interest for players that don't have a lot of operators or don't necessarily have the ability to equip the cosmetics that they're earning by playing in our progression systems.
Aujourd'hui, on a une équipe dédiée qui s'occupe de l'équilibrage du jeu, qui se trouve à Barcelone. Et donc, cette équipe, elle s'occupe d'ajuster, de retravailler, de modifier les caractéristiques des armes et des opérateurs, que ce soit leur habilité principale ou les génériques gadgets. Et aussi, elles améliorent et créent de nouveaux systèmes. Donc pour la NS7, on a beaucoup de rework. Donc d'abord, en ce qui concerne les opérateurs, donc on a déjà communiqué sur Valkyrie et Goyo qui vont arriver début d'année. Mais aussi, nous travaillons par exemple sur Zero pour que sa caméra n'auto-perce plus automatiquement la surface, mais que ça soit un choix du joueur, donc que ça soit manuel. Nous avons aussi Bandit, donc de pouvoir déployer une batterie, plusieurs batteries sur un même mur. Nous avons Dokebi, donc Dokebi qui puisse affecter les joueurs éliminés par son appel. Et le gros rework là en cours, c'est Thatcher. Pour Thatcher, ce qu'on voudrait, c'est d'augmenter le plafond de compétences pour l'utilisation de son gadget. Parce qu'aujourd'hui, c'est un throwable, on peut lancer très loin, l'effet est très grand et ça passe à travers les murs. Donc il n'y a pas beaucoup de risques avec Thatcher. Thatcher aussi est beaucoup banni, donc c'est quelque chose qui aussi nous dérange. Donc c'est pour ça qu'on est en train de travailler Thatcher. Donc on a eu plusieurs itérations Donc pour Thatcher, notre prochaine itération qu'on doit tester, c'est finalement là, c'est pas de garder la MP grenade, mais pouvoir aussi la cooker. Donc plus on la cook, qu'on la garde dans la main, plus son range va être grand, donc son aire d'effet. Donc ça met un petit peu plus demande un peu plus de compétences. Donc l'équipe Balancing travaille également sur un générique gadget, donc qui est une EMP grenade. Donc ça, c'est pour faire une alternative à Thatcher. Donc un peu comme ce qu'on fait déjà dans le jeu, où on a Termite et Ibana, Maverick, et on a proposé récemment le générique gadget Heartbreach. Nous, notre objectif est que chaque décision du joueur repose sur un processus réfléchi. Donc de réfléchir aux bons outils par rapport à la situation. Donc c'est pour ça que nous, on est en train de regarder pour rendre les opérateurs, réduire les opérateurs bons à tout faire, parce qu'on ne veut pas que chaque opérateur puisse répondre à toutes les situations.
Unfortunately, we're going to be postponing crossplay and cross-progression. In order to ship all the content that you've just seen, crossplay and cross-progression is going to be taking a little bit more time. Also, the technological transition that we need to do as a live game that has 6 years of life behind us is taking a little bit more time than expected. Therefore, crossplay and cross-progression is going to be shipping towards the end of the year. I'm really, really proud of the work that's being done in order to ship all of this content. Whether you're a casual player that plays couple times during the season, or that you're a pro player that plays every day and thousands of hours, we want Siege to be something that is inclusive and that everyone can enjoy in their different pace. Actually, this is probably the biggest year that Siege ever has. And when we made the commitment that we're here to stay, this is really a showcase of it. When we're talking about onboarding, new maps, player behavior, all of this is a true testament of the fact that we are here to stay.
Siege wouldn't be the same without our esports community. Wei Yu, esports director, is here to tell you what you can expect from the competitive scene.
We have a lot of features planned for esports and viewership engagement. The biggest one probably for the year is going to be the free cam, or the ghost cam as some of you might know it. It is the ability to detach the camera from the operators and roam the entire map no matter where the action is taking place. This should be possible for both the caster cam as well as during the replay functionality. So when it comes to the replay functionality, we're trying to make a lot of different changes to improve the overall quality of life, just to make the usage easier. The main thing we want to tackle with the replay functionality is the backward compatibility. Right now, when a hotfix comes out or a new patch arrives, the replay files become unusable. In the future, we want them to have at least a shelf life of the entire season, so you don't have to re-download a client to watch previous replays. When it comes to our competitive roadmap this year, we already know the destinations for our 3 majors. The first major will take place in North America. The second major in August, we're heading to either Europe or maybe the Middle East. And the third major in November will take place in Asia Pacific. Our team has also been making long-term plans in terms of the 6th Invitational. We know that starting in 2024, the SI will travel the world. However, there is a chance that we begin this progress already in 2023, so stay tuned and see where the SI will take place next year. When it comes to R6 share, we have been working on multiple improvements across the board. The biggest one is probably the revenue share between Ubisoft and our partnered organizations. From now on, when you purchase a team item of your favorite organization, the organization will receive 50% of the revenues instead of 30%. To really recognize the contributions of our partners, we're also adding additional items to R6 share. We're doing this by expanding the number of teams in Tier 1 to 15 teams. All of them will get full operator bundles, the weapon skins, and additional MTX items. Additionally, every Tier 3 team will move into the Tier 2 category, meaning you have more ways to support your favorite teams, and there will be more items overall in the esports ecosystem. With 2022, we're also adding a new customization category for R6 share, which is the operator background card. These will be included in the team bundles that you purchase, and they're flexible. It means you can use it for any of your favorite operators to represent your favorite team. So these were the high-level updates for R6 Esports in 2022, but we have a lot more information coming up on our website and our social media channels.
Wow, we've covered so much for this new year, and we can't wait for you to get your hands on all the content to come. Before we end the show, here's our creative director, Alexander Karpazes, for a final word.
So the roadmap brings a lot of visibility, and we also want to continue our improvement in communicating with you, the community and the players, every single time that we make a change. So you'll see the roadmap change every single season as we update it when we want to add new things, but also with the nature of a live game, things do change and we do shuffle things around. So you'll see at the start of every season, we're going to update this message and make sure that you're up to date with what we're doing. We're immensely excited about what's to come in Siege, and you can also expect a few more surprises along the way because the Siege team will never rest on its laurels. We're always pushing what needs to come next, as well as listening to you, the community. Siege is a live game, and we'll always be evolving. What's important to us, though, as a team, is to make sure that we keep on pushing ourselves to deliver more and more, and to make sure that what's there keeps on getting better. And year 7 is going to be huge for us. And beyond year 7 is going to be even bigger. We want to make sure that we're entirely ambitious in what we set out to do for Rainbow Six Siege. My love for this game and the team's dedication means that we'll always be pushing for more on Siege. We'll always try to push ourselves to do better and to give more to you, the community. And that's our promise to you, to be bigger and better in year 7 and in the future years to make sure that Siege is here to stay.